Good morning, everybody. This is Grant. So the market just barely open. Okay, we've it's opening right close to where it settled yesterday. Could have a higher probability for two-sided trading day when it opens like that. So it's not strong to either side. I got two charts up here. So we're looking at the market effectiveness chart. So here it comes in pretty in balance, right near the zero line. And I have the 1 minute E-mini chart. The magenta line here is yesterday's settle. And up top here for the moment, that's the recent overnight high. Could be a little choppy here as we get started with the day. Wait a few minutes here for some readings. You can see the market engine indicator down here on the bottom right is starting to form, coming in a little high. Okay, pulling off sharply, waiting for a few more reads here on the. So this has a possibility of being reversion to mean trading day, opening up here near the yesterday's settlement. Have some big pushes, then as it gets out to specific points, then we might have the opportunity to trade the opposite direction. That's how it's looking at the moment. Over here on the market effectiveness chart, pushing down a little, showing some effectiveness at pushing price down. I'm less inclined to go with the momentum. Boy, yesterday, market effectiveness chart just continued bearish throughout the day. Just took the trades to the short side all day. Look at that. Had a couple to the upside, but otherwise, just to the downside all day. Also, something to think about when when you've got all of the moving averages on one side of the 200 here. So the 200's in sort of this white line right here. And all the moving averages over there, when price shoots way past that, very high probability to do a reversion to mean trade. So keep an eye on that. Notice how it pulled back pretty quickly. Okay, still sitting pretty tight here near the open. What I do is I actually grab the open here. I find the open minute and I put it so I have this yellow line here that I drop. I use that as a reference point throughout the day. It helps me tremendously. Market is really in balance here. Nothing starting to pull off here a little bit. Market effectiveness chart is not dropping too much though with that. Okay, so I'm going to do reversion to mean. Got to the one level out there. Market effectiveness chart staying pretty steady on this actually. So it's like holding tight like a rubber band there. I'm going to swing back in. So on my chart, I've got a couple things here to maybe take note of. Let me stretch this out a little bit. It's not as tight. So I use the VWAP. Those are some. It gives me some idea of structure. I use a couple things for structure. I don't talk about the VWAP much, but so these are just volume weighted average price. Lines here. So this is the main one here in the center, right here, the red one. And then we've got one standard deviation is the white, two is the green, and then 3 out here is the orange. So these represent major moves. All right. sort of hanging here for just a moment. Stretched down to the one standard deviation VWAP. Bounced around here for a moment. Market effectiveness chart over here on the left. So okay, so I just closed for profit on that. So the trade that I did here was I saw price over here get disconnected. You see this right here? Here's the gear shift. So price got disconnected from the engine's staying steady, so the two got misaligned. So that told me, okay, pushing down hard and fast on price, but up here the market effectiveness chart wasn't following. So it tells me combination of all the things that describe the internals aren't moving along with it. And knowing that it started pretty much in balance, it opened pretty close to the settlement. So I took an opportunity to do a reversion to a mean trade. So came down, hit that one standard deviation out on the VWAP. Market effectiveness chart didn't move. I went ahead and took the opportunity. Now it likely could do another push down because you see the market engine indicator is continuing to push down. So that aspect of the overall market engine continuing to drop. We could have some short term, another push coming down here. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, maybe short lived. I don't see much movement on the market effectiveness chart here. Okay, so the actual indicator is dropping, but price isn't going with that. In fact, price is trying to push up, and there seems to be more alignment with that, with what's going on with the engine. All right, so I just took another trade there. It's a quick one. Same kind of message, right? So we got some alignments taking place. So you can see up here the market effectiveness chart saying really starting to push up, probability pushing up. Price was going along with it. Started to see some alignment there, so took a few quick ticks off of that. So 2 trades successful so far. Still chopping around. We still got this market engine indicator coming down here, pushing down while the market effectiveness chart's going up. We're sitting just a little bit low, below the open. Another push here. The real near-term push here, the real sort of short-term, near-term push is going on here with the market engine indicator, and that's the way to use it. You see, it's still dropping off. The overall effectiveness of the market, everything else that includes that, starting to slide up. Even some of the internals are not aligned. That's the kind of opening we got here, pretty choppy. Expand this out a little bit, might make it easier to see. I'd like to see a third push come down here to the 2 standard deviation area. Get something like that, nice good push down, 2 standard deviations out, and strong market effectiveness chart going up. Awesome reversion to mean trade opportunity. We're almost 15 minutes into the open. It's at this time that it often gets a little wonky. And the market's just bouncing back and forth for a little bit, trying to get some direction, get another 5 minutes, often about 20 to 30 minutes after the open, then you start get some more directional moves. Okay, so let's come down and hit the 0 line right here on the market engine indicator. Often that's sort of a half back move, right, where it'll come down. What I'll do here, this is a kind of a helpful little tip or technique that I'll use when trading it, is I'll go like this, and I'll just draw this right here. Literally just put a trend line on it. Okay. All right, so what I'm looking for here is if it kind of comes back, chops around here near the middle area, and then shoots back up, take it to the upside. It's called the halfback trade. So I'm looking for something called halfback trade. I recently talked about this on my podcast, and I posted it out on my Financial Investing Radio webpage. Okay, so this might be the halfback. So when it starts at one end, like way out here in extreme near the orange line, when it does that, comes down around halfway, works its way around, and then pushes back up through and breaks that trend line, then I'll take the trade to the upside. Okay. Okay, so I took that trade to the upside, broke through. So call that the halfback. Okay. All right. Got filled. Took profit on that. So that's 3 trades. So that's called the halfback. Took it to the bullish side. So again, the way that one works is you got us. When it comes, the tip of it has to start up here, or at the very bottom, right? Either side. It comes down, gets down near around the halfway mark there. Then you draw this line across there, and then as it breaks up across that, then you have the opportunity for that momentum to carry you through and push it to some profit. So I took some profit there. Very conservative on my profit targets. I go for my probability. Looking for just a succession of wins rather than any big masterful moves, especially in this going back and forth market. A little choppy. Still make money in the chop though. Okay, so the next opportunity here that I'd like to see is reversion back to the mean. So now we've got all the MAs are on the opposite side now. Spent a while getting those over there, and I may have just missed an opportunity. Wanted it to come back up here to the settlement area and sell back into that. It's also a key channel. It's on another chart of mine, but there's a key channel coming across the top up here, which is going to also be an important part of market structure. Okay. Pulled back faster than I expected. If you look up here, the market effectiveness chart continuing to push up. That's a bullish read so far. Not strong, but it is a bullish bullish read. It is trading very reversion to mean like, barely getting away from the center of axis here. Come all the way back down now. Well, we're sitting really square here. All the MAs clustered together at the 200 MA. Yeah, got to sit tight on that. That doesn't represent much opportunity. But generally, then it will blast out, certainly in one direction or the other. Market effectiveness chart drifting up a little. Telling us the nature of the internals going up a little bit. Price is aligned with, largely aligned with it. Oh, now it's becoming very misaligned. So this right here, this gear shift, incredibly valuable. Made a massive change in my trading, having that. Okay. Seems to be following the market effectiveness chart, pushing a little to the upside. Getting near the top here, like to see that push out a little bit. This is actually something I want to sell into. Okay, we're about 23 minutes after the open. Still market effectiveness rising slightly, nothing strong for sure. Okay, we've got it's touching that settlement price from yesterday, bounced off just a little, came back into it. Okay, took a position, I'm still trading reversion to the mean. Took a position on that. I just got one fill. And actually have another position open as well. Looking at the market effectiveness chart though, I don't have too much time. It is, there you go. Okay, got the second fill. Okay, so I ended up, I've got, what, 4 trades here going. All of them is successful. Market effectiveness chart pushing up, showing some bullish behavior. Really starting to put on some bullish characteristics here. We'll see how that goes. It's trying to work its way up past the settlement level. Still pushing up. Market effectiveness chart. I'm going to try to push out of a channel here. Let's see if we can do it. Okay, I just closed on my 5th trade. I took the trade largely because the market effectiveness chart is just telling me, hey, this market's being really pushing up a lot. Okay. Okay, now it's so when you get this right here, right, it's showing this over extension point right here. That's on a two-sided trading day. That's really good news in terms of taking the contrarian trade, right? But if it's a strong bias day, then that actually can be a very dangerous trade. So, for example, slowly shaping up to be a bullish bias. I know that because of the market effectiveness chart here on the left. So that becomes less enticing, right? If I see the market effectiveness chart crossing a lot, going back and forth across the different moving average lines, then this read right here has a higher probability of being reversion to mean trades. But when I haven't seen that yet, and what I'm really starting to see is a lot of strength growing here, I'm less likely to take that. Just because it's I'd be selling into the wind, right? So I got to be careful. So far I'm at is it 4 trades? 1, 2, 3. That was 4 trades. I've only logged 3, but I thought it was 4. Oh yeah, it is 4. Sorry, 4 trades, profitable. Several are multi-contract. Okay, here we go. Now let's see what market effectiveness chart does. It comes and just hovers on this right here. Okay, so that was a less than highly probable trade for me, so I did not take that. Nice break here, though. I did miss that opportunity. All right. Okay. Well, that is the opening first 30 minutes of the day. Wanted to show you some of the trades and how the market effectiveness chart influences it, as well as other factors. Thanks for joining and watching. And let me know if you have any questions. Grant at financialinvestingsecrets.com. You have a great day trading. Trade safe.